Well, I think we're live. I'm just going to clean off my trackball here. We're going to talk about SteemMonster stuff. I am just over here clicking away to get it promoted over on Steam Peak, of course, our lovely sponsors of the show. Well, Peak Monsters, to be specific. You're only going to see my face for a little bit. We're going to move on over to some screen sharing. We've got an itinerary. Shall we read that itinerary? This is what you're looking forward to in the show. We're going to do some new previews of upcoming features on peakmonsters.com. This week there's going to be quite a few of them, like more than 10. And some of them are small, but pretty awesome ones that we've been waiting to do for a little bit. So we've got the features. I'm going to go through if we get some people on in here asking questions. I'll keep answering questions, of course. One of the things that I'll do is talk about different methods that people have to determine the possible value of future prices. Okay. And I'm going to show a few different ways that I've looked at it, and I don't think any one of them is going to be perfect, but we just come from it at different angles and hoping to really figure it out. Okay, and that will lead to a discussion on perhaps this concept of pack flipping, the people that buy packs of SteemMonsters and flip them for a return on investment. We can also have a kind of a deeper dive into stats and analysis. Maybe we'll go in and watch a game animation, perhaps. But I also want to kind of go over earlier on some tips about Peak Monsters and how to find good buys and sells, especially with some of the new stuff coming out. And then we'll talk about perhaps different teams that could be created, like SteemMonster teams. Talk about their benefits and talk a little bit more about strategy. So anyone watching live want to come in, just let me know, and we'll get you a link to be able to participate live now or in the future. You may be watching this after a few days, which is what happens on YouTube. And we'll get back with you on the next one. You'll be able to come in and ask some questions. We'll have plenty of future guests. So shall we go over and for anyone just kind of jumping into this whole world of this collectible card game, what I'm going to do right now is share the screen. And there we go. Let's make it a little bit. All right, we are going to be talking about SteemMonsters. But first, what we're going to do here, it's kind of fun. We're going to go and we're going to switch users to Peak Monsters. And I switched over there, so now I'm on Peak Monsters. We're going to reshare this one. Some people that have SteemMonsters aren't even aware of SteamPeak.com, which is a great blogging interface. Peak Monsters has their own profile there, as well as the Monster World. So we have reshared it, or give it a vote with a high amount of earnings there. And you could see Peak Monsters here. We've done some videos in the past, but I think that this is a great opportunity for the Monster World show to kind of take on a lot of interaction here, a lot of education as well. So here we are on SteemMonsters. I just wanted to kind of give you an update of what we got going on. We're going to go into packs, and 47,000 alpha packs remaining. There has been quite a few, I believe over 8,000 packs removed from this because of the Kickstarter. There's been that many packs already purchased through the Kickstarter. So There you go. And one of the new items on SteemMonsters is that if you buy in one single purchase 100 packs, you'll get 10 for free. And if you buy 500 packs at one time, you'll get 75 packs. That's $150 bonus right there when you buy 1,000 packs. So if my math does not fail me, that is a 15% discount right there. And that'll come into play a little bit later on the show. We will show you over on SteemMonsters that we have that ability to buy packs. You can hit max packs. Right now it's 100, and I'll show you in a moment that we actually have it set to 500, and that'll be updated most likely tomorrow. But first, we're going to wait up for a second. And we're going to put a little bit of promotion for the show. This is the first show. Okay. There you go. I just need this is the first show of it, so I suppose most people will be watching later after the fact. And hopefully it is all working correctly. All right, so let's move on. What I wanted to kind of go over is a little bit about the market here. Some good strategies for buying in the market. One of the things you'll see is it says default. What that actually means is based on the SteemMonsters ID number. So this is its actual number is 001. So that's not really helpful to me and most people that will buy a lot. I like sorting by price by BCX. Of course, you can choose by any of these. And I like finding these deals with the BCX the lowest, because I don't mind if I'm buying perhaps several cards at once. Never mind I've got a trackball I've got to clean off. So that, oh, there we go. So much smoother. All right, so here we are at 3 cents per BCX, and that's 15 of them. I do love me some support, guys. So what we're going to do here is buy some things real fast. I'm going to copy my active key real fast so that no one can see it online. All right. Oh, hey, look. This is what I'm going to be showing you here in a moment. But first, well, you couldn't see it because I didn't show you that. What we're going to do now is add a few things to the cart. The Angel of Light has been since sold. I'm going to find a few other things that I've been looking for. Skeleton Assassin at 3.6 cents. I can get 11 of them with just one click right there, so that's nice. And I'll just kind of go through how I would normally go through it. I'm actually intrigued. I'm going to go through commons first. I always love seeing what's at the bottom of the list, what's most popular right now. The flesh golems are down to 4.4 cents. That's nice. I can find usually some good deals looking at the BCX low. If I want to buy 3 of them together at $2. I mean, I have a lot of cards, so I can be a lot more picky than most people. Then I like going to the end and seeing what's kind of trending right now, where people are. I've been buying a bunch. Then I'll click on rare and then unclick common, and 6 cents. So the cheapest, you can find some for 8 cents by themselves, but 6 cents if I buy basically 3 of them together. I am all about that. And then I'll even buy some Peacebringers, even though they're for sure not my favorite. 6 BCX of the Stone Splitter. I will take that. And 4 Clay Golems, which I'll take. Okay, that's about good for that. So you see kind of how I'm going through it. I actually focus a lot on good BCX prices. Now, if the card low is also very good for singles, I will get that. I will definitely get that. I'm looking right now, just kind of like these prices are all very low. So it's almost the fact that I'll get more. But if people want to keep on selling for this low, who am I to raise the prices? Let's be honest. That's my opinion on things. So in fact, if I want to grab a couple of Magi, I'll actually leave one at 22 cents because that may entice more sellers to sell at 22 cents because they don't look at market depth as much as I do. And what we mean by market depth is how many are available at 24 cents? Well, in this case, the market depth is 1. And there's quite a few available at 25 cents. I actually really love the Screaming Banshee. I know it hasn't performed amazingly well in some fights, but at a 3-mana card, I think it's going to be a great filler card, which a lot of people will be looking for. So I'm going to add quite a few of those to that. We do have presently a limit of 30 in the cart, so I'm sure that'll go up. So are there any others at 25 cents that I'm interested in? I'm going to put the max price at 25 cents. Pretty much the Banshee was the main one available at 25 cents. Yep. So we're going to check on over on the legendaries, remove the price max, see what they're at these days. That card I noticed has been there for a while. And I should probably zoom in maybe a little bit more here. Sorry about that for those who were watching earlier. At 5, well, let's go ahead and just buy these real fast. Do not believe you're going to see my Steam Connect pop up, but I'm going to enter in my password and my name, and they are bought. So, and then maybe what I'll do is go on over to the Explorer just to kind of see the action. So you can see that what is happening is that there's activity on the chain saying that Jarvie has purchased some things. You can look at all of that. However, by this point, it's probably out of the purchase and into the sale. So there we go. All these sales has happened. So we could actually do just look at Jarvie. And I'm refreshing. I think all of them got bought. Yeah. And there's a possibility that perhaps some have got returned. We shall see. There you go. We'll go back into market. And if you see that it's back into default. So what I want to do is I'm going to stop this screen sharing. Hello, hello. What we're going to do is show you a preview of what's to come on SteemMonsters, okay? I'm going to show you what new features are already programmed that we'll be launching tomorrow, and then I'll talk about some of the future ones that we'll be doing, okay? So let me screen share that other screen and make sure I've got the right one coming up. Okay, here we go. All right, it doesn't look too different here. What we're going to show you is in the market, we've got we do have something different up here. Let me zoom in a little bit. We have defaulted, so you didn't have to go in there. We've defaulted it at price by BCX, and now what used to be called default is now called SteemMonsters ID. So it'll go back to that kind of old system. So those that are very comfortable with that, we'll set it to SteemMonsters ID. And actually, it's still called default when you click on it. So we will. This is me doing my beta testing for you. The other thing I want to show you is this. This is based on the filters, how many items are available. And obviously we have not done a filter yet, so all items are available. So what if we were to do a filter? What if we were just to look at gold How many gold items are available in the market right now? There's 1,200. Okay. And now, how many gold legendaries are available? There are 45 gold legendaries for sale. As you can see, Chromatic Dragon is actually at 650. And I kind of wanted to give you something that I do often to see the price in Steam or Steam dollars. You can go in here and add it to the cart, and then just add one. You can remove it and look at another one. Like, we all love the Angel, so let's go look at that. 1,284. Steam went down recently, and if you want, we can kind of go through some of that in the future as well, of price action in Steam world. So we're going to unclick there. One of the things that we're going to have coming up is perhaps the option for shift click. So when you click on one, you can click on the other down here. That one's coming soon. It should be out pretty soon. And then, yeah, so you got all these fun ways to kind of filter. There's 751 legendaries for sale in the market. Well, if you're looking at regular versus gold, there's only 706, okay? Now, if you want to refresh at any point because you think a lot has happened in that amount of time, you hit the refresh and see if this number goes up. What's actually kind of fun is if you did that in common, probably see a lot more action. We're going to remove legendary. 7,697 commons, or 6,995. And then what if we were to refresh? Has anyone, well, has it been long enough really to refresh? So, and the number has not gone up. So there you go. But look here, there has been a new card added to the market. There you go. Quite a few 3-cent cards got added. It looks like it's just recently. Adding by time, putting the time in here, like 40 minutes ago sort of thing, or 5 minutes ago, or 10 seconds ago, is something that we'll consider doing in the future. Let us know if that's of interest, because you're like, wait, those weren't there before. I don't know if it really impacts most people. But there we go. Click, click, click. What if, and this is one of the questions we want to show, what if, I'm going to show you, well, let's continue. Let's continue and show you what we've done on my collection. Now, the bigger your collection is, the longer it's going to take. And yeah, if you jump in, please feel free to, oh, hey, how's it going? Time listed sounds great. Okay, yeah, I don't actually know HoloZ. How about HoloZ? That's what I'll call you. Time listed would be great, you say. I'm going to show you another one that we're planning that will kind of blow your mind. But I'm going to show you this right now. If you've used SteemMonsters quite a bit, this one may just make you very happy. And that is we're showing the BCX per card. And when you combine that together with filters, that gives you some crazy awesome stuff. Okay, now keep in mind filters shows you per card and not per BCX. We can add that in. But this gives you some awesome, awesome things. Even without the BCX listed here, the filters in combination will just, like, you can go to someone's account and just, well, we can't because I don't want to show URLs, to be honest. So that's just how it's gonna be. We're gonna look at my collection for now. But you could go in here and see, okay, we know how many golds are available, right? Because that was already showing up here, right? So 327 items. Well, now we can go through and see the BCX of each of these. We can go in and we can filter it by, well, how many summoners do I have? Well, here's the filter. I have 22 summoners. That doesn't necessarily mean BCX. There's one of them has been combined, just the Zentaur. So I guess it ends up being 23 BCX. Pretty easy to kind of combine. So a lot of really cool things. It'd be fun to go through some of our friends there and look at Matt Clark's BCX. You would have to total them in the past. We can look at my commons. Kind of unclick these and see that, I guess, honestly, I had no clue that I had this many Goblin Shamans. I have 1,400 BCX of Goblin Shamans, and I really don't have that many of anything else. I barely have enough Spineback Turtle to create a max. Oh, I don't even have enough Minotaurs. So that's a focus I need to have. And it looks like Spinebacks maybe are my second most. So this is really educational, and that's one of our themes on Peak Monsters. 4.2 thousand flesh golems is what you say he has. Well, I'll double check, perhaps. I'm going to go on to another staging. There we go. And my collection. And we're going to look at Matt Clark. Anyone watching, let me know, and I will answer any questions about your account right now. It'll be available tomorrow. Also, one of the things that we're showing is how selling works. We want everyone that's selling. So you're in your My Collection, and you go here to sell a card. So let's go in, and I'm going to sell, let's say, 15 of these cards. I got plenty. And I'm going to sell them for 8 cents, okay? Well, one of the things I've noticed is that these bars aren't viewable when you've got a big zoomed-in screen like that. So that's something because I have it at 150%. So anyways, so when someone is selling, so I click sell, we want them to be educated about this. And I think maybe I need to put that link here as well. So we want people to be very educated and to disclose what is happening. So when you're selling, we want people to know that there is going to be a 5% fee from that. And we recommend to the seller to list their cards at 5% higher than the price that they desire. So if they want 95 cents, they should list it for $1. And it's our job, Peak Monsters' job, to motivate the buyers to make that worthwhile. So we can work on a future loyalty program, something to that effect, to give them like incentives to buy. So you should always, as a seller, look at that price at a 5% more. And we have a lot of thoughts on that concept and a lot of things that we're going to do along that concept. So just FYI. And there you go. And if you haven't seen this yet, we can change those prices right here and then go down here and add a new price and just change price, or we can remove those three. So there you go. If any questions as we go along, I'd love to hear them. So I'm reading. I paused for a moment to read a question. A great feature would be to list the cards at X price, but only list one at a time, sort of like a queue. Okay, so I hadn't thought of that one yet, and I'll just kind of discuss that out loud, think about it out loud here. The technical aspects of that would be we would need delayed access to your account posting, which is somewhat dangerous to give a third party. So you'd have to have a lot of trust in us. We have posting That's what gives you the access to do a sell, a gift, a list sort of thing without having to put in a private key. So you can sell, gift, list. Obviously, you can't buy without putting in your own key into Steam Connect. However, when you log in to SteemMonsters, we do have access to do actions. We do not know your posting key at all, but we have access to do actions like that. So there you go. I'll think about that and I'll talk to you, Hollow, a little bit more about that. What I wanted to kind of give out. Hey, and Hollow, I don't know if you're on that conversation with Stefan and Matt and the boys, but let them know that I'm doing a live show and they can jump in. In fact, if you'd like, if you are in an option to jump in, I can private message you on Discord. The ability to jump in onto the live show so you can talk. You don't have to, you can share screen if you want or not have video, but at least you can talk. All right, what we were going to talk about is we were looking at Matt's collection. And what I find funny is his, I'm looking at it on one screen. Sorry that I can't show it right now. You'll see it tomorrow. Everyone should probably have access tomorrow. But he barely has any of most of the common cards. We're talking like 22 BCX of the Pit Ogre, 11 BCX of the Fire Demon, and some of the commons. But I'm going to go down to the Flesh Golems. He has 5,245 BCX of the Flesh Golem. Now it's all calculated up for him. So that's 5245. 5,245 BCX of the Flesh Golem. That is crazy. And I want to try to see if I can get the URL over here. What we need to do is add seller or collection user. We can just put user down here, and then it will default to your name, and you can just change the name right here. So I think we could get that done quite quickly, maybe even in tomorrow's update, so that you could people that don't know how to change URLs can do that quickly. So let me see. Let me just double check to see what else there was. We got the filtered numbers. Oh, we did this. We added the ability to buy the max pack at 500. So anything above 100 should get you 10 free booster packs. And if you hit 500, it should get you 75 free booster packs. So there you go. And I will say that this feature is not here right now, but it will be up tomorrow. And doing this right here, there presently isn't a huge benefit to buying packs through us compared to SteemMonsters. However, we will be doing a loyalty program. And what we're doing is marketing to people. This gives us incentive to go out and market, even if it is to have like Facebook ads or YouTube ads. And bringing people to our site legitimately there that have never even heard of SteemMonsters, and we can advertise to them. This gives us kind of a reason to spend that money to bring people. So there we go. We're going to stop the share screen there. We're going to move on to our next item on the list. If you have something that you would like to see sooner than later, let me know. Kind of juggling a few screens. Yes, so you're saying he has 20% of the max supply for Flesh Golems. What did I say? 5,245. Let's go back to sharing a screen here. I'm going to share this other screen. And we're up. So what you said here is Flesh Oh, that's the seller name. Flesh Golem out of 41,000. He has 5,000. So I think that is correct because 4,000 would be 10%. Oh, yep. So he has just over 10%. Not quite 20%. He has 5,000. Am I doing it right? Yes, 40,000 BCX, and he has 5,000. That means just over 10% of the BCX. So there you go. And all right, so we are going to go into some more hefty information, I would say. That's kind of what I wanted to go through. And I just got a message to see if there was any more fights we could go to analyze. All right. The news, I got a message from someone in the news, is kind of that SteemMonsters is likely to sell out, as you can see here, 47,000, with about 7,000 being bought each day. So that's not going to last a whole week. So there's going to be a little bit more emphasis in getting ready for beta cards. So I would love to have done analyzing a new match. However, we may skip that for this week or for this show. Or we could analyze one of the older matches. It's up to you guys. I guess it's up to the live viewers right now. So one of the strategies that I kind of wanted to show is if you were to go in and buy, and we're going to talk about buying here, and you were to buy 100, one of the things right now is that the Explorer on packs will tell you who's purchased packs recently. So this is fun. She works with us on Steam Peak, and she grabbed 3 and actually got them through Peak Monsters, which is great. It doesn't necessarily mean, what I'm going to do here is see if she's opened them. Nope, she did open them. So it's now separate. So if someone were to buy a pack right now, it does not mean that they've opened them. So right now, Ned Kelly looks like has opened most all of their packs. Bitcoin Kings purchased 5 packs, but has not opened them. So you cannot know what's in those packs, as far as I know, as far as I've been told, that this is going to be hidden information until you open the packs. And right now, pack opening is only done right here on SteemMonsters. So actually, you know what? I'm going to open this. I'm going to buy a bunch of booster packs and not open them, perhaps for years. And then, like part of that is if they're selling for $2 now and they sell out, how much will people buy a $2 pack for in the future? Could it go up to $3? It could go down as well. So yes, we Hollow, you said I love Excel, and I do too. You will see my love for it coming up in a moment. But we're going to open this. This actually, I bought these a long time ago, probably a week ago. You are guaranteed at least 1 rare card, so that may mean that this is my only rare card of the pack. Yeah, I got 2. So not a huge pack opening, but we're going to go back to Peak Monsters. We are going to refresh, not the whole screen, but we're going to refresh here so that it keeps our filters. And look, Jarvie opened a pack. Now that pack, I swear, I did not buy for, it's been a long time. I didn't buy that pack. It's been a while since I bought that pack. So there you go. So one of the options is you could buy 100 or 500 or just however many packs. My suggestion is to put them in a separate account if you don't plan on opening them right away. Because the moment that you buy another pack over here, and you want to open it, you'd have to go through all those previous ones to get to it. So put them in a separate Steam account for now. That is my suggestion for the time being. I don't know what you guys think. But let's talk about, let's zoom in on this a little bit. How do I zoom in? Right here. All right. This is a very involved spreadsheet. So if you're into different things here, this is where I think I was having a discussion with, I had this discussion with a few different people. Dave McCoy was talking to Cryptoctopus about it today. So if you're watching, this is going to be part that you enjoy. And sorry, I'm just kind of jumping over to see if there's any other questions. All right, I am back. So what we've done is I just this today added in the 500 max pack, which is technically 575 packs, which is technically 2,875 cards, so 575 times 5. And then we know the drop rates, and as far as they haven't changed for a long time. So this is 68% of the cards are going to be commons, 18.7% are going to be rares, and you got summoners down to legendaries, so which is about 1%. Well, not even, well, yeah, about 1%. It's 0.0, so 0.9%. So 0.9%. And then I kind of broke it down between elementals, dragons, and Selenia. But then once the game stats came out and we figured out that elementals and dragons are pretty similar, I kind of wish I'd just done all legendary together, but we're keeping it the way it is. So what I wanted to show is that when you open 2,800 cards, 1,900 of them are likely to be common. Statistically, it's very... And then 537 are going to be rare, 179 are going to be summoners, 159 are going to be epics, 14 elementals. So more or less 22 to 24 cards are likely to be legendaries. Maybe about 25, I guess, is what I've kind of calculated over here. And then we go to golds. So it's kind of calculating 24 will be common golds. And then we got rares, summoners, epics. Now, when you opened a 100 pack, 110 packs, you weren't really even guaranteed to get one epic. It was like a 50-50 shot. Now, you're likely to get 2 gold epics. And you probably, and it looks over here, you have about a 1, almost a 1 in 3 shot to get a legendary, if my math is correct. And part of the problem is that our gold drop rates aren't really great because no one has a system to figure out gold drop rates anymore. I do not believe that this system is working anymore. We shall see. I don't think he has updated this in a long time. Yeah, it's down. It's just dead. So we're kind of going off the old gold drop rates. We're going to have to figure it all out again once beta starts, because that'll just totally change it. So, and realistically, this chart only works for another week, right? And then you just times it by the price. So this is kind of fun. This is we're going to delve into what our price ideas should be. And right now I'm working on a different, like, here's all my previous ideas of pricing. At one point I thought common should be about 10 cents, 12 or 15. Now I've changed my tune, and I'm actually thinking more along the lines of 9 cents. And I don't mind that they're at 3 cents now, and I'm not going to work to bring them up to 9 cents. Like, that's not my job, you know, and only a seller really has interest to bring up the price. All buyers want the price to be lower until they're a seller. So I don't care that they're low. I like that they're at 3 cents. So, but I did some extra calculations. And we're going to look for this other spreadsheet that I did. And I actually used to calculate a little bit more based off of, here's something fun that I used to do. However, I would copy paste from the SteemMonsters site, but they changed that. And I would figure out the return on investment and how much, a full set of alphas should or could cost. And I'll show you the results. I would track that over time. It's been since the 28th since I've done that. It would go up. The price of a full set alpha was at $110 and it went down to $87. And then actually, you could kind of follow it along here where it was at. Went up, leveled off. And then last I checked, it was at 62. Well, no, sorry, $60. So it has that potential to go way back up again once playing starts, right? And then the 100 pack, 110 pack ROI, I was tracking that. What I was doing was based off of the lowest listing, so it was a very flawed method. What we're going to do here in the future is take the market prices, and because we can know stuff like epics, we'll look at epics, and then we'll look at the daily market trends, and we can figure out the average in the last 24 hours. Okay, so we'll use that price to 25.5 cents, 23, 22, and then figure out what an average price, comet, or I guess, what would we call it? An alpha set, all 59 of the cards at level 1. And then we'll just figure that out and give you guys a new listing each day for some of those sorts of things. Okay? Do you like stuff like that? I hope so. All right, we're going to go back to the price sheet. So some of the analysis, if anyone watching afterwards on YouTube or on Monster World, actually we actually even checked that. If there's any comments over there, refresh it. Okay. Comments at the moment. People will watch later. We're going to go back to here. We're going to figure out what I've been kind of researching right now is where should the difference between the two packs of cards, because it takes 379 to make a max common. And I did this in another sheet. Sorry that I don't have it up on the same sheet. And not that sheet. Here's the top holders sheet. That needs to be updated. This was the sheet that I did for Kickstarter. But what I would like is some direction, perhaps, from the viewers as to what they're specifically wanting to talk about. I have so many things that I could talk about, or I could split up the show into many, over the course of many days as well. So, yeah, I don't mind if the URLs are showing on this one. On these, I don't think you can get to them. That's fine. It was, I just didn't want the other URLs showing. That is totally fine. Okay. So this is nothing no one else could do. I mean, I made all this information for everyone else, so it's fine. All right, so here we go. And they can't edit it because I haven't shared it with them. What I've done here is kind of determined what the difference is between there. And I'll kind of show you. If it takes 379 cards to make a common, and it takes 86 to make a rare. So what's the difference between those? That is 4.4. So should a common or a rare be 4.4 times more powerful than a common? Because it takes 4.4 times less rares to make a max rare than a max common. Are you following me on that one? Should that be the price differential? In this case, we're going to take this. I've done something a little bit differently. I have it at 2.5 as the difference. But that could be another way to figure it out. Is a common equal to a rare? Is a common equal to a rare in fighting? Now, on the other side, there are going to be less commons, max commons available. So I think that's why we're not going with 4.4 and we're going with 2.5. So we're not going with 4.4, we're going 2.5. Also because I kind of looked at overall, some of the commons are just as good or better than the rares. So I kind of did a statistical analysis in another sheet about about a totally nerdy sheet. I spent hours on it. And you know what? Typically, some of the max commons are better than the rares on average. But like Hollow was talking about, to compensate for the difference in cards, needed to max instead of just the pure numbers. So in that time going through, I came up with the number 2.5 as the difference between these two, from common to rare. And then I used rare's number, and then I just kind of added a multiplier. We don't really know how much better a summoner is, so all I did was add a 2x multiplier over there. Yeah, Hollow, if you're not working, jump on the show right now and we chat. And then for elementals, actually, I had to add a multiplier because this is what I came up with. If you put commons at 9 cents, an elemental or like basically a legendary in general should be $3. That's the opinion right there. So that's if common is at the right price, and if my series of things is correct, even the multiplier, you know. However, because of rarity and because of the fact people like it, there's extra rarity to legendaries. It's not all just about battling effectiveness. It's about how rare something is. So I've kind of put it up to there. And then for commons in the gold, this all has to be done completely separately because when you get a common, you're getting a common, I believe, at 50 XP, which soon is going to be called 500 XP, just so you know. And then the rares go up. So it's not the same ratio. So if you want to see the ratio that I had figured out for that one, and I'm just basically starting at $2, you know, right now they're at $2. So we should be seeing the difference between these two being about a 3x ratio, a little bit more than 3x. It's different. And it's different between each one because it's basically a 2x from rare to epic, and then a 5x well, 5.1x is what I'm showing from epic to elemental. So it's because they fight very similarly and they have certain values that are very similar based on fighting. And then you have to figure out rarity values. So anyways, as I was saying, the golds are different because they level differently. If you haven't seen this, we're going to go to show off one of these. Here we go. I think this chart has it. No, I don't have the chart here. This probably will have the chart. Nope. I strike out again. Oh, there it is. There's the chart. So if you see that the ratio between these two, 379 to 86, is much different than 31 to 17. It's almost just a 2. It's barely over 2x. And same thing over here. It's barely over 2x from 8 to 17. And then it's almost 3x from legendary to epic over here. So these rates on golds are going to be different. So over here, what I'm showing is if you were to spend $1,000, I'm just trying to figure out and doing all the multiplication automatically, where do these prices need to be close to that $1,000? So if I put it at $4, then it is here at what's guaranteed to you. However, you're not guaranteed a gold foil, legendary. So if you were to get one, then that, like, this is kind of your statistics. Obviously, if you were to get one, it'd be worth more than 1,000. So, but statistically, based on this 0.28 of a card is what you're statistically guaranteed to get. Obviously, that's not a full card, so you're just basically a 1 in 3 shot. Yeah. So you could also do something to this effect. Well, what if you did get lucky? A lucky, we'll call it the lucky 500. And we were to say, we're going to get this, and then we're getting all those statistically guaranteed things, and then we're going to add the price of that. So if you got a lucky pack with a gold foil in it, this is how much you'd be getting. $1,291 out of that $1,000 pack. So everything else was statistically guaranteed, but you got lucky and got one card in that 500 pack. So, and you could get 2 or 3. But I just like changing these numbers out quite a bit. So if we go with 6 cents, and everything kind of changes around. And what are our commons at right now? So this is what I'm thinking about pack flippers. I hate to lose all of my, what I'm going to do. I copy this down here. Copy the format. And I'm going to copy this format so I don't lose it. Dang it. Format. Okay. Oh, wait. There's no format. Sorry, guys. Give me a moment. What I want to show is what's happening with the pack flippers. So there we go. All right, so commons are at 3 cents. Rares are at 7 cents. Summoners are at 25 cents. Epics are around 25. Legendaries around 550. 550. Salinas are at about 10. And then we've got 2, 8 these days. Summoners are 25. 35, and these numbers are actually pretty good. There we go. What are they getting in return if they buy 575 packs with that deal? They are statistically guaranteed at least $549 out of their 1,000, and 738. But they could get lucky and get 1,097 if they got one of the gold cards. Now they could get extra lucky and get a second gold foil legendary, and that means that they've done really well, like added 50% to what they spent. They could sell everything right then and get 50% back. But that is a game of luck, perhaps a little gambling. Now these prices, that's if you're flipping right now. A long-term holder, as soon as the alpha packs go out, they're likely to, do really well, actually. So, and these prices should go way up. So it's actually, in my opinion, a very decent investment. But there's obviously a lot of uncertainty still. It's still speculation. So don't go selling your house, as I would like to say. All right. So let's see what else was on. That was just kind of what a pack flipper is facing. And so I am not actually sure. Oh, thanks, Hollow, for getting me a upvote on that. That's very kind of you. All right. What else were we going to talk about? We'll do stats, deep game stat analysis another day. If you'd like to join in on that conversation, jump in. I talked about Kickstarter the other day. So we're going to leave it at that because I think I went a little bit long and a little bit heavy on some of these parts. So hope you enjoyed the show. We'll do a lot more of these. People that like hearing about more in-depth SteemMonster stuff, we'll jump in. But thanks for joining in. Hope you had a good one. I'm just double checking real fast if I had any questions. All right. Hope you enjoy the new features of tomorrow. And actually, I'll do another show once we have some more information for tomorrow.